Welcome to Actors Are Born, the podcast that takes you on a journey to discover the extraordinary lives of cinema icons. In today's episode, we'll talk about one of the last true divas of classic Hollywood, Elizabeth Taylor, a woman whose life was as dazzling and tumultuous as the roles she played on the big screen. Violet eyes, immense talent, and a front-page love life. But who really was Liz Taylor? Let's find out together. Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor was born in London on February 27, 1932, to American parents. With the outbreak of the Second World War, the family moved to Los Angeles, and here, driven by an ambitious mother, little Liz took her first steps into the world of cinema. At just 9 years old, she made her debut, and shortly after was signed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Her rise was swift, with films like Lassie Come Home in 1943 and especially National Velvet in 1944, where she plays a young girl who trains a horse for victory. She won the hearts of the public and the status of a child prodigy. The transition from an adorable child to an adult actress was flawless. In the 1950s, Liz Taylor became one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her beauty was magnetic, but it was her dramatic intensity that captured the critics. She played complex and fascinating women in masterpieces such as A Place in the Sun in 1951, alongside her friend Montgomery Clift, Giant with James Dean and Rock Hudson, Raintree County, and the unforgettable Cat on a Hot Tin Roof in 1958. The 1960s definitively consecrated her. In 1961, she won her first Academy Award for Best Actress for Butterfield 8. But it was in 1963 that her name became legendary with Cleopatra. It was the most expensive film ever made at the time and made her the highest-paid actress in Hollywood, the first to receive a $1 million fee for a role. On the Egyptian set, however, it wasn't just a passion for acting that ignited. There she met the man who would become her greatest and most tormented love, Richard Burton. Their relationship was pure dynamite, a love story that filled the pages of tabloids around the world. Both married at the time, their bond caused a scandal, but fascinated the public with its passion, furious arguments, spectacular jewels, and dramatic reconciliations. They would marry and divorce twice, making memorable films together, including Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf in 1966. For this performance, Liz, made to look older and less attractive for the role, delivered one of her most powerful performances and won her second Oscar. Liz Taylor's private life is a novel in itself. 7 husbands, 8 marriages. A whirlwind of passions, loves, heartaches, and scandals. From her first marriage at 18 to hotel heir Conrad Hilton Jr., to actor Michael Wilding, producer Mike Todd, who died tragically in a plane crash, and singer Eddie Fisher, who left his wife Debbie Reynolds for her. To her last husband, Larry Fortensky, a construction worker she met in a rehab clinic. But to reduce Elizabeth Taylor to her marriages and her films would be a mistake. There was so much more. In the 1980s, at a time when AIDS was taboo and the disease was surrounded by fear and ignorance, she became one of the first and most powerful voices in support of the cause. Deeply affected by the death of her dear friend Rock Hudson, Liz threw herself into tireless activism. In 1985, she co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research, and in 1991, created her own foundation, the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, ETAF, to provide direct care to patients. She used her immense fame to raise hundreds of millions of dollars, lobby the U.S. government, and fight the stigma associated with the disease. One of her most famous quotes is, "It is bad enough that people are dying of AIDS, but no one should die of ignorance." Elizabeth Taylor passed away on March 23, 2011, at the age of 79. Her legacy is immense. She was not only one of the greatest actresses in cinema history, Ranked 7th by the American Film Institute among the greatest female stars of all time, she was a style icon, a successful businesswoman with her line of perfumes, but above all, a pioneer of activism. A woman who lived intensely, not afraid to show her fragility and her strength, turning her life into a masterpiece worthy of the big screen. A true diva in an era when actors were truly born. You have been listening to Actors Are Born, the podcast for those who love cinema and its stars. Thank you and see you soon.